Yeah, yeah, sure. We can do that. Oh, sorry. I was on the phone. I love tech from the past. A lot of it is because of nostalgia. Like, for instance, I have a bunch of Amiga floppy disks, Lemmings, and whatnot. Like, I love this stuff. Am I an IT guy? No. But I know how to operate a lot of the computers that I was using when I was a kid because I learned how to use them when I was a kid. So for instance, if you put me in front of my Amiga 500 given, I had to Google how to do the soft reset, control Amiga button, because I mean, it's been 20 years, but then I only had to do it once and I was like, oh yeah, of course, muscle memory back, fantastic. And after that, I know how to use an Amiga, I knew how to connect it, I knew everything because I still remembered it, it works perfectly and I can play it. Wonderful. Likewise, I recently acquired an IBM 5150 with a 5151 green screen monitor because I thought, like, this generation of computers is something that I haven't experienced. I started with a Commodore 64, so I thought, hey, I want to experience it a little bit and flip the big red switch. Literally, that's how the manual calls it. The computer turns on, makes some sounds, then you got basic, and there is a lot of literature out there that teaches you how to do things with basic. In other words, how to make it go. But, and here is where we get to the point of this video, there is another thing that I got recently, and it's a terminal, specifically a dumb terminal. Now, what is a dumb terminal? Well, I'm not going to go into a fully detailed explanation because believe me, I watched so many videos that I could, and perhaps we'll talk about it later on the video, but not right now because I don't want to lose my retention when it comes to average watch time of this video, hence you clicking away. And here it is, right next to my Commodore 64, the IBM and the Amiga. So this is the keyboard they came with. Very nice. And then here it is. Can move it around. I connected the keyboard over here. So suffice to say, it's not a computer, okay? A machine that pretty much necessitates of an actual computer, so it can be connected to a computer and then display stuff so you can type. Wonderful. It's pretty much the sort of computers that we would see in libraries, for example, back in the day. It's just that they weren't computers, they were terminals. Anyways, it doesn't really matter what it is. The problem is that I haven't got a clue how to make it go. This video is the result of frustration on my part. I watched so many videos, and there are so many people that show their terminals. They're like, oh, look, I hooked up this terminal, turned it on, and this and that. Great. They show you the terminal working, but no one shows you how to do it. Given, at this point, you might ask, well, Metatron, can you just not turn it on and type something? No, sir. It's called dumb for a reason. So if I turn it on, as I will show you, nothing happens. In the sense that, yeah, it's clearly on, it has a little light, you can tell it's on, but if I try and type on the keyboard, it doesn't work even if it's connected properly. And that's not the keyboard being faulty, it's the fact that it can't do it. That's why it's called a dumb terminal. It needs to be connected with a computer that actually sort of receives the signal and sends it back to the terminal for it to display stuff. Okay, let's turn it on. Yeah. So that sound, I think it means it's turning on, I guess. Yeah, there you go. Beautiful, beautiful. We got a little check. And that's as far as I could get. And of course, if I try and type, nothing happens because it's not connected to a computer. Thing is though, I don't know how to do it. I don't know, I tried. I don't even know what machine I'm supposed to connect it to. So I've got a lot of questions I'm going to ask you, and perhaps I will run into someone who's tech savvy. Thank you. Okay, so this is the terminal in question, and this is where I bought it. So the information we have, it's in an ADS 4260 EIS video terminal and keyboard, new Amber CRT repainted covers. Because they reinstalled, the Amber CRT is new, but the rest is period. We are told that it's fully tested and refurbished, adds 4260 ICE desktop video terminal and keyboard, new Amber CRT installed, covers are repainted, fully functional, 120 watts power cord included. I do have that cord. That's the only cord that was included. Just to show you, this is the machine in question, as you can see. That's what I want to see. That's what I'm really looking forward to see. Wow. Even this would make me happy. There you go. You can see the sort of these. You see there are three different. This is for the power, and of course I've got that. That's fine. I think this is for the keyboard, and I've already connected it. Here we go. PA SES2 AUX and SES1 EAIA. I have no idea. Let me see the number 24624. So it's a 25. I've got a 25. It's for my Amiga. For my Amiga 500, I believe, cable-wise. But it would have to be like on the Amiga side. That's the one that provides video. So I don't know. I'll wait for you to like. I know what this is, the 25 pin. But would it have to be female on both sides? Would it have to be female and male? I mean, this is male. This has got to be male because these are female, of course. So one side is going to be male. The one that connects to one of these, you'll tell me which one. And then the other side will depend on what you've got, I think, on the receiving end. Here are my questions. One, what type of computer am I supposed to connect it to? Like, can this be connected to a modern computer? Is that the best, easiest route into being able to use it? And when I say use it, just so we know, I just want to be able to type something so the words appear on the screen and I look at the beautiful amber color and go, wow, that's cool. That's it. I don't need to do anything else. So if you're like, yeah, but what are you trying to do? Nothing. I just want something to appear on the screen. When I type, I say, wow, that's nice. And that's it. That's all I want to do. Is the best thing to connect it to a modern computer? So that's the first question. Can it be connected to an old school computer? For instance, could I connect this terminal to my Amiga 500? Likewise, could I connect it to my IBM 5150, or is that too old? Or the Commodore 64 for that matter. So these are the computers I have access to right now. After you answer that and you tell me which computer I'm supposed to try and connect it to, do I need an app? Do I need a program? Well, in fact, rather than an app, if it's a modern one, do I need to download an app? Where do I find this app? How do you use this app? And is that it? That's what you do? I just download the app, double click, open it, and then what? So I would like to know if there are like videos that you could point me towards that actually show this, because I could not find one. If it's an old school computer, do I need to type some form of command, or do I need to write my own program? And I'm more than happy to type one entire program to make this happen if that's all you need. Third thing, physically, mechanically, I see YouTubers showing that they connect with a cable, but no one showed me what cable. They even show them being removed. I haven't got a clue. What cable do you use? And which of the ports, sockets do I use? Then when it comes to the receiving end on the computer, where do I connect? What port am I supposed to use? Of course, if it's a modern computer we're talking about, please let me know when it comes to that, if I need to find any sort of adapters and where to buy them. And then if you tell me, no, connect it to the Amiga 500, connect it to the IBM, great, which port am I using? So that's another question that I would have. Then clearly also the cable, as I was saying, what cable am I supposed to use? Do these need to be modified? I really hope not. Is this something that I can still buy or find on the market somewhere in order to receive this and send this kind of information? So yeah, these are the questions that I have, because I love and find it ever so charming that these terminals existed, and I really wanted to experience a little bit what it feels like to sit down and type, and perhaps make even a little video about it when it comes to the process, if someone today could kind of either tell me how to do it or refer me to a video. Because once again, all the videos I see, they don't show how they do it. And I even found this tutorial with this guy that was like, all right, this is how you do it. So first and foremost, connect it properly. Then after you've done that, wait, I don't know how to do that. So you've already skipped something that, like, I don't know, end of the tutorial. I don't know how to do it. So you need to treat me like a complete idiot or a child. Someone who knows nothing when it comes to this specific type of machine, and really start from the basics. So you've got these ports. This port is used for this. This port is used for that. This is the cable you're supposed to use. This is the type of computers you can connect it to. This is how you make it go. This is what the sort of programs you have to write. Like, literally, I don't know anything. I don't know anything. You're supposed to turn on the computer first and the terminal after. I don't know. So yeah, for instance,
here's a quick video of my dumb terminal. It's just a VT320 from Digital Equipment Corporation. Nothing special about it. Common dumb terminal. One of the more common ones from Digital. It's the amber phosphor. I've got it hooked up with a custom cable via Cat5 all the way back to where my server is on the other side of the building. And I can control.
No idea what that means.
It remotely. Here's HTOP. Go through a list of processes. See my 3CX PBX is running. Right now it's an 80 column mode.
That's
G2
LGR.
wireless modem. Piece of retro tech, a DEC VT320 terminal.
Right. Turns it on. Up to this point.
Yeah,
already
beyond
works.
those little beeps here and there, the VT320 is pretty much silent. There are no fans, no hard drive, disk drive, or really any storage at all beyond a bit of RAM. And that's because it is what it is. A computer terminal, not a personal computer. Meaning that it relies almost entirely on connecting to another system to do much of anything at all. Either a local host computer or something more remote, like the bulletin board system being displayed here.
So of course for me would be the computer. Yeah.
And back when this came out in 1987, Digital Equipment Corporation charged $545 for the pleasure, or about $1,200 adjusted for inflation. Which, despite its late
Okay, well, we don't need the history of it.
one of those terminals at all. But whatever, I've got one now. And though I don't have any card catalogs for this one to peruse, VT320s were frequently used as library
So this one is completely different in the back.
terminals, and that's the biggest reason I wanted one. In particular, I grabbed this VT320C2, assembled in August of 1988. While I don't know the precise meaning of the C2 suffix, one thing that sets this model apart is the fact that it doesn't have an RS-232 serial port. Instead, there's only these 6-pin DEC 423 ports using MMJ connectors, with the printer on the left and the communications port on the right.
So at least the communication port is indicated clearly. So at least I would know, I guess this is the one, not the printer. Great. And then what?
MMJ connectors with the printer on the left and the communications port on the right. So you've got to convert things over if you want to plug in standard serial devices. Accomplished using something like the DEC H8571-F adapter, which takes a 25-pin serial device and lets you connect it to the VT320 using an MMJ cable. But yeah, other than that, there's nothing too strange happening in the terminal itself. The built-in CRT is a 14-inch monochrome display capable
Wonderful.
of outputting 80 or 132 golden orange hue, exactly the same as the library terminals I used as a kid. It's nice, isn't it? It's nice. Over on the left-hand side of the terminal is the power switch, pretty self-explanatory that. Underneath, there's a plastic tilt mechanism with a deceptively strong spring attached, letting you adjust the screen angle with pleasingly little effort. And the right-hand side of the unit presents a pair of grayish-brown knobs for brightness and contrast adjustment, as well as another DEC connector for plugging in the keyboard. Speaking of keyboards, mine came with this variant of the classic LK201. Originally introduced for Digital's terminals back in
So he's gonna connect the keyboard.
addition to the usual stuff. What exactly these then all that's left is to turn it on. And from here, well, there's not much you can do yet. Typing won't do anything before you take it online, but pressing the setup key on the keyboard does at least provide a handy handful of
That doesn't work with me. Nothing works. It doesn't matter what I click. So I guess he's already connected it to something. And of course I haven't. So that's the problem. And I don't know what he connected it to. I think he said like the internet, did he?
to a library card catalog
do that?
anymore. Let's take it online. And for that, I'll be using this Wi-Fi 232 wireless modem.
That's already outside my scope of expertise. Now, I hope there is a way to, because even in the video by 8-bit guy, there is one part where he drives, and then they have this, where is it? Terminal. There we go. Look.
Conclusion that it is essentially the same thing as putting a keyboard and a monitor in the same case and calling it a terminal. This is a very crude and somewhat inaccurate explanation. For example, this digital VT320 that David had in his shop uses an external keyboard. The keyboard, however, is not connected to the computer, rather to the terminal.
Right.
But another interesting distinction is this. Pretty much any computer that uses a monitor, whether that monitor is a television, a CRT, or even a flat screen, there's a universal truth. That is, if you unplug the monitor from the monitor goes blank.
Yeah.
However, let's perform that same experiment with a terminal.
So that's all of the junk on our hard
So you
drive.
see it's already connected to their computer, but they never showed how they did it.
Right. And then this is the data cable coming from the computer.
Yeah, theirs is also this version, so it's different from mine. They use this, at least if it had this, I guess I could have copied them, but it doesn't, so I don't know which one it is.
So if I unhook that data cable...
Not to mention, I don't know if they had to do something on the computer end to work, or if it's just sufficient to connect them.
See, all the data's still there. Because the dumb terminal has its own internal memory that stores whatever's stored on the screen.
Not to mention, once again, now he's going to try and type now and nothing is going to go through. We know that. Also, I don't know what computer they connected it to. They never said that either. So, of course, I unfortunately can't use this. I don't see the other end of this cable. And it's very interesting. I love the video, but it does not help me. And here we are. And I tried to find literature, but I couldn't find anything. I could not find one piece of literature that teaches me how you connect a terminal. And this would have been something that I guess someone who was running a library in the 70s would have known, like, obviously. So again, if you are from that period and you know, because that's what you used to do, or it's something that you do because you're someone who's passionate about retro tech, please explain to me how to do it, because I'm so looking forward to see the Amber. I'm mostly doing this for the Amber monitor. I think it looks, monitor terminal, whatever. I think it looks so good. I guess, because I haven't seen it. In the pictures, it looks great. And I'm really looking forward to see it in action. So this is a sort of request for help. And that's where we are. So thank you very much. And thanks.
What do I do now?